presenting my project. What makes a successful capstone project? Raising a lot of money? Getting a lot of donations? While I believe these can be considered traits of successful projects, to me what defines one cannot be measured solely in dollars or donations. A successful project is one that makes a difference in our community and that brings joy to the faces of others. I feel that the veterans in our community are not recognized often enough for the service that they have provided for our country. Many towns have parades for veterans on holidays like Veterans Day and Memorial Day, but otherwise veterans are not usually thanked for their selflessness and the time that they give up for us. When I was looking for ideas for my project, I came across an organization called Stars for Our Troops. Their main focus is to help individuals thank the veterans around them using stars from retired American flags, by making tokens out of each of the stars and putting them into packages with other small cutouts. I reached out to them and I quickly got a response explaining how I could help. With that, I set out to work. After I had gathered my materials for making stars, I needed a group of people to help me make my star tokens. I recruited the scouts from my Boy Scout troop to help me with my cause. I scheduled my star making event with the adult leaders of my troop, and I planned how I would teach my fellow scouts. On the evening of the event, I was able to produce around 650 star tokens with the help of around a dozen other scouts, which was 150 more stars than I had expected to make. During the event, I expressed to my fellow scouts how I felt about the veterans in our community and how by doing this project, they will help in recognizing veterans for their service. I could tell that the scouts walked away with a better knowledge of the issue and were happy to help me in supporting our veterans. After I had the stars made, I started to think about how I was going to distribute the stars. I felt that our veterans would enjoy a thank you face-to-face to show that they were truly appreciated and cared about. I thought that the perfect venue for this would be the VA hospital in West Roxbury, since there were plenty of veterans I could easily approach. I set up a date to visit and hand out stars, and I went with one other scout friend. When I first arrived at the VA hospital, I was a bit nervous about talking to the veterans because I thought they may not take our thank yous. Instead, the opposite happened. Many of the veterans were happy to take our stars, and I got to hear lots of stories from them. Some of them talked about their past experiences in the Army and Navy, and others told me stories about their families and friends. I was very happy to have the opportunity to make so many people smile. I had a great experience handing out stars, and so did the veterans receiving them. In the end, we handed out around 100 stars to veterans that day. Besides my first two goals, my final personal goal was to improve my leadership skills when taking charge of events and guiding others. I chose this because I saw the importance of developing good leadership skills, not only to make my own project run smoothly, but also to be able to lead others outside of my project. There are many different steps I've taken to help me accomplish this goal, including running my star making event, taking a week-long National Youth Leadership Training course through Boy Scouts, and serving as a term as an assistant senior patrol leader within my Boy Scout troop. Because I focused on my leadership goal very closely throughout the capstone project, I did not encounter any major obstacles. I made sure I was a successful leader and I planned ahead as much as I could. I thought carefully before making all of my decisions, and by sticking to the plans that I have made, I was able to form a project that sailed smoothly. I have learned many different things from my project that I will be able to take with me throughout my life. First of all, I have gained knowledge about how effective and efficient leadership works. I have also gotten much out of having conversations with the veterans, taking many pieces of advice that they have given me. In addition, I also learned how to overcome my nervousness in order to complete my goals to the best of my ability. But, while I have learned many different things, the biggest idea I have gotten from the capstone process was how far a bit of hard work can go. When I first began the capstone process, I thought that there was no way I would be able to make a significant difference. But with hard work, planning, and attention to detail, I was able to make that difference and honor our veterans with the respect that they deserve. There are quite a few people that I would like to thank in helping me to complete my project. I would like to acknowledge my local American Legion, Post 225, for getting me retired flags, my Boy Scout troop, Troop 131 Rentham, for helping me make all of the star tokens, and the VA hospital in West Roxbury for allowing me to hand out my stars. I would also like to thank Susan Wells, the head of Stars for Our Troops, for introducing me to the organization and aiding me in preparing and distributing my stars. I would also like to thank you all for attending these capstone presentations. I hope you go home today feeling inspired to make a difference in our community, as all of our 8th graders have. Thank you.